Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome back.
We're back with another review for The Curse
of Oak
There you
Island.
go. This is season 8, episode 12. They said it. I like how at the beginning they would say another exciting day on Oak Island when it's really not there.
How many episodes are usually on each season? Like 20?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Anyways, it's another exciting day, but it's really, really not much happens.
But there has been a lot that's been happening.
Yeah, this episode was pretty good. They found they were back in the swamp. They were still digging up that paved road, as they call it. It's actually just rocks, but they're all seem very put together, like precisely. And now looks like it's going off a different direction than what they said the money pit is going. So now they're digging up some more that trying to figure out where it's going to. So they were focused on that most of the episode as far as the swamp goes. They were focused on that and trying to figure out how far it goes, and so they're still in the process of seeing how far it goes. They know it's kind of going away from the money pit and off kind of to the left, I guess it was. And it looks like by the preview for next week, they're really starting to find. Looks like they find a giant like eye hook bolt type thing. I'm not sure what you would call it. And then they found a lock. I forget what else they found in the swamp. Anyways,
No, that was it.
yeah. So there wasn't a ton going on with the swamp. They just showed the few things they found. And the fact that the paved road was getting larger. It was going a different direction than what they were thinking it was going to go. Instead of going towards the money pit, it's going away from it. So they wanted what it was there for. So that's gonna have to wait until next week to see any more information as far as that goes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to continue. And then, obviously, the money pit, where they've been for the last, years now.
Yeah.
No, but they found some more pieces of wood, and they think they found that shaft. I forget what the name of it is, but they think they found it based on the wood they keep finding. So I think that's a pretty good discovery. They're still not sure whether or not it could be the original money pit. I mean, you still have to gather evidence before you can just think oh, okay, we think this is the money pit. But they're pretty much like half and half. Like they're saying, yeah, it could be, it might not be. It could be just a shaft or a tunnel.
Yeah, they were finding a lot of wood this episode to try to solidify what they were doing, what they had to do to move forward. Because if they find a shaft, they need to stop and look in that area instead of continue to drill these small holes everywhere. But they were finding quite a bit of wood and structural type, like there was angles and stuff. Looked like so something it was an angle of a shaft, as they would say. I don't know, but for sure. But we'll find out more about that next week because they're gonna find more wood going to the preview. And they did find what they put a little leather, for boots and stuff like that. And suppose it was high, off of a high quality shoe by the amount of holes in it. Because usually if you're like a laborer or somebody who's not, if you don't have a lot of money, you're gonna have shoes that are cheaply made. So they're gonna have not that many holes. They're just enough to keep the shoes or boots together. But these had a lot of holes, which says it's for somebody higher in class who had more time to have their shoes made properly.
I mean, back during that time, the world back then was operating very differently than it is now. I mean, back then, I'm sure they weren't called the middle class or the rich, about shoes and stuff like that. I mean, someone would have had to have had a lot of money to get something done like that. But yeah, I think it's another major discovery. And then the meeting in the war room. They were talking about the leather and the rock that they found, the glass or whatever.
They also talk about that, what's it called, rose shape. What was it? It was a spike, and the woman told it was from didn't have that much carbon in it, and she thinks it came from England because back then a lot of the iron came from the UK. So she
What date was it? He said the date of it. It was,
was in 1492 to 1662 or something.
Yeah, so that's way that's around the time of Christopher Columbus, before the real discovery of America. So that'd be pretty interesting. Christopher Columbus had some involvement with Oak Island, but
You never
but
know.
there hasn't been any evidence that he went there.
Yeah, it's just one of those, it's just around that time period.
Well, because what's his name? No, Marty made a joke saying, "Oh, I bet Christopher Columbus was probably wearing these." Or whatever.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
But no, I mean, they're starting to find a lot of things now. But I mean, just have to wait till next week to see what else they find.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of high because they're bringing those, what they call them, caissons, but they can drill really large holes so they can actually, look down or go down or with a winch or something and lower somebody down, but they can't get those because of the coronavirus. Right now, they're kind of stuck drilling these small holes. So we might have to wait till next season, which really kind of stinks. But hopefully, it was hope for this season. But maybe next season they'll probably get that onto the island and dig these larger holes to really verify what's down there, because it's right now the right ground. I'm gonna say 190 feet, I think, 90 feet to 150. I forget exactly.
And then the preview, which they showed at the end, what's his name? Was it Terry or was it the other guy? Well, anywho, they found this piece of wood, and he basically said this was only like 40 feet. So I mean, how can you build How can you build something that's? 40 feet isn't really that big. Like, it's not really that big of a number.
Yeah, it's right.
Compared to like 200 feet or bigger than that.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how these people, if these people came here back in the, even they say 1700s, how are they able to bury something that deep into the ground?
Yeah.
And these guys, with today's technology, aren't able to dig like that, because they did have to dig a really large hole, that way nobody falls in.
They wouldn't. Back then, to dig something down very deep, that would have taken months compared to days, because the technology back then, you only had shovels, some mining tools, that was about it.
Unless, over time, maybe it wasn't as deep. When they buried it, wasn't 150 feet,
Yeah,
it was
that's
only
true.
50 feet or 20 feet. And over time, land erosion or whatever, I don't know how it could possibly get that deep.
It could be a rise in sea levels or something.
If they just built a tunnel going from at a starting point and end point, maybe they just built a tunnel and just put it in there and just buried it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to wait till next year, get some more information. Of course, it seems to be typical of Oak Island. These episodes, it kind of goes really slow. So, but this one seems like it's they're picking up some pace. They're actually finding some more wood, and I think that's pretty exciting. So hopefully, they add on to that next episode.
Yeah.
So if you guys stay tuned for next week's review, will be on should be like next Wednesday, because usually we're behind by a day.
Yeah.
So anyways, this again was a review for season 8, episode 12, for Curse of Oak Island. If you guys like this video, put comments down below, and as always, hit that like and subscribe.
Until next time.